Note to self, it has become increasingly clear anyone watching. Number one, the Democratic Party is in complete disarray. It's sort of like watching Lord of the Flies. Complete disarray. As they jockey position of who's next in line to get which or what position or appointment. Point number two, Democratic Party overall at the 60s have been both destitute and also the derelict in this duty in its representation of the so-called black population. Derelict in its duty, destitute. Not only that, they have been very active in the black community in destroying all things good, all things honorable, all things love, and they have replaced it with something else. Now, I say all that to say this. Republican Party, maybe you should rethink things. You are no longer dealing with black people as you would know. That is point number one. Here's point number two. The Democratic Party's exodus from the minds and hearts of the Negro have left a vacuum, a huge, huge political vacuum that can be easily taken advantage of, provided that you talk to the right people. The black people who you have presumptively assumed that speak for the black community, as in Negro, and these terms are not to be made interchangeable. As I was told in 2013 by someone, a high-level county official, that number one, that we are just Southerners, and number two, we have our own blacks. His words, not mine. And he was not black. As a matter of fact, he was what you call white. But that is beside point. That is beside point. The point is, you need to talk to the right people, to the proper representatives of the Negro masses. It is no longer those who have. See, those who have largely understand that they were given by you. Them being accepted by you is a trade-off. So part of the trade-off is they can never speak for the Negro masses. They can only speak for what they aspire to, which is to be used on some level psychologically, but also to attain materially what you have: a mortgage, house, a car, political favor, future. You know, the whole routine: a wife, a dog, house, and a white picket fence. And the only way that they can get that is by not representing the Negro, because you refuse to hear the grievances of the Negro. Perhaps it is time that you rethink that, revisit that. I understand that you are conservative in your sociological perspectives. I also understand as a conservative that you represent the corporate interests. After all, conservatism basically means maintenance of a certain status quo. That status quo for you meaning corporate interests and those who have money. Let's just be frank here. Let's just be frank. Corporate interests and those who have money, who you can never find a reason not to give more money. You call it tax breaks. And I understand that. I understand it. I'm just saying you should rethink and revisit where you are and take advantage of the vacuum. It is huge. The Negro doesn't realize it, but he's making himself a voting bloc outside and beyond the reach and the control of the Democratic Party and the chosen few, the chosen few handpicked out of the black community that never knows how to represent the true interest of the Negro. The question is, can you take advantage of that vacuum, that huge political vacuum? With the understanding that you are no longer dealing with the black people that you have made a caricature of, or the one in which you have come to accept. Neither of those two represent the Negro. The Negro just happened to be, at the end of the day, God's chosen people. Whether you like to hear this or not, they are God's chosen people. All of this have to be worked into your calculations. All of them. And you have to deal with the hypocritical evangelical wing of the party that believes somehow they can love God while at the same time hating the Negro. This caricature that you have created simply does not exist in reality. The Negro, this is a heads up and a hint. The Negro starts off as a liberal, wild-eyed, ideologically thinking the world love his ass. But soon enough, he finds out sooner than white young people do. But white young people will get this same reality check. Check one, it does not love you. Check two, it will harm you. Check three, it wants to starve you. Check four, nothing is free. And in this, everything has been lost in the sauce. You are now dealing with a new population that had its own social media that is in direct competition. And I don't like the word because it is corporate media that is in competition with social media, which I would think is a low down, dirty, dastardly thing, being as how that your corporate media with millions and millions of followers and all this powerful reach, and yet you have to come to the battlefield in which they fight on. But anyway, that's only fodder for a whole nother audio. I'm just saying, this can be quite the gift for you. Quite the gift. You have to start to talk amongst each other and just accept the new reality. We listen, we hear, we watch, we listen, we hear, we watch you and those other guys. And like I said, the other guys have been destitute and derelict and outright mean-spirited toward the African-American family to the point of trying to get rid of it and to dissolve it. Family being a institution created and ordained by the Creator himself. That is an assault upon the Creator, and that's just the beginning of things. However, if I were you, I would figure out how to take advantage of this. And it all starts with talking to those who have real control in the ear of the Negro masses. That was only a note to self. It went further than that, but I'm done. I am done talking, and this is Source.